and welcome to Wheels Up! I'm Athena and I'll be your host today. I'm so excited to take you on an amazing journey brought to you by the Sunrise Association, Sunrise Studios, and our friends at American Airlines. While we're on our adventure, see if you can spot Wings, our special airplane friend, in 3 different places. After our adventure, please join us for some super fun games and crafts. Are you ready? Fasten your seatbelts and let's go on an adventure! Here to kick us off is a special representative from American Airlines.
Welcome passengers, I'm American Airlines Flight Attendant Giselle Allen. Welcome aboard our very special flight today with service from Sunrise Association and American Airlines. Are you ready for a fantastic adventure? Buckle up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Hello, adventurers! What's that up in the sky? An airplane? A rocket ship? Better get your flight suit ready, because today, Wheels Up is taking us to the skies and beyond with things that fly. Have you ever looked at birds high up in the sky and thought, hey, that's no fair, I want to fly too? If so, you aren't alone. Ever since the dawn of civilization, humans have been dreaming of ways to make our own wings and take to the air. Ancient Greek myths tell us of the inventor Daedalus and his son Icarus, who tried to fly on wings made of feathers, blankets, and beeswax. During the 1400s, Leonardo da Vinci, an artist and inventor, drew detailed designs of fabulous flying machines. And in the 1700s, humans flew high above the earth in airships lighter than the air itself, like hot air balloons. Fun fact number 1, a rooster, a duck, and a sheep were the first hot air balloon passengers. Can you believe it?
This is the history of aerodynamics, the science of flight, which made its biggest breakthrough in 1903 when people built the first flying vessel heavier than the air around it, the airplane. Ever since then, our curiosity and inventive spirit has carried us to the moon and back, literally. Today, we're going to climb aboard some of the largest, some of the fastest, some of the most fascinating flying vehicles ever invented. And I'm so excited to kick things off with some words from our friend and real-life rocket scientist, Dr. Jack Rossetti. Over to you, Doc.
Hey kids, Dr. Jack Rossetti here, your neighborhood rocket scientist. Yeah, you heard that right. And today I'm going to tell you about what I do and why I do it. So, have you ever looked outside and saw birds flying around and thought, man, that's so cool, how do they do that? I want to do that. Well, that was me when I was younger, and I decided I was going to learn how things fly and try to help design things that fly and make them better. Well, what I do today is I help design planes and rockets and make sure that they fly the way that we hope they do. And to do this, I use a computer, I write some code, and I run some simulations and make sure that these things are experiencing the forces that we hope they are. So, as an example, this handy-dandy paper plane, when it flies through the air, it experiences some lift to keep it up. And so if you watch, there it goes, and it stays afloat because of that lifting force. And I study that in these simulations. So through my work, I've been able to study some really neat planes, like the F-22, the B-2 bomber, the F-16, and even an experimental aircraft, the XB-70 Valkyrie. I know. Well, if you're curious, you could always look those up and see just how sweet those really are. But given these really cool things I get to do on a day-to-day, my favorite thing that I've ever built was actually when I was younger and built a model rocket called the Fat Boy. So putting this thing together, getting it on the launch pad and firing it off really sparked my interest in rocketry and rocket scientists and set me on this path. And so for all of you aspiring rocket scientists and people who want to help make things fly, what I can say to you is you got to study math and physics. I'm sorry, but hopefully those are interesting to you. But also, above all else, you just have to be very curious and develop a curious mind, because asking questions is the key to helping solve and understand these problems. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? These problems are difficult. Designing these things are incredibly hard, but with patience and persistence, you'll be able to solve them. So I hope you enjoyed our chat today and have fun learning how things fly.
Thanks, Dr. Rossetti. We'd love to stay and learn more, but right now we've got a plane to catch. So let's board our American Airlines flight to our first destination, Norfolk, Virginia. Just a short drive away from the town of Kitty Hawk, the birthplace of the airplane. It was right here, in this windy seaside town, that brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright made history when they flew the very first airplane. Fun fact number 2, the Wright brothers' original airplane could only fit one person. The two brothers had to flip a coin to decide which one would be the world's first plane pilot. Orville won the coin toss and took to the air for a whopping 12 seconds and traveled 120 feet. That's about 6.5 times as tall as a giraffe. Or that's about 3.5 times the length of a full-size school bus. Yikes. Well, the Wright brothers' first flight may not seem all that impressive, but it was historic. And with just 2 years of tinkering, the Wright brothers improved their invention so much that it could fly for 38 minutes and travel over 126,000 feet. That's almost 24 miles. Talk about an upgrade. I guess those brothers really had the right stuff. And here's fun fact number 3. Airplanes can be as small as this 9-foot personal plane named Bumblebee. There are biplanes that have 2 sets of wings and seaplanes that can land on the water. And there are even double-decker planes that can carry 500 passengers across the world all at once.
Wow!
What's that? You want to fly even higher? Well, if we're going to escape our planet's atmosphere, we'll need to change vehicles. We'll need something bigger, faster, and powerful enough to blast off into orbit and beyond. That's right, we're gonna need a rocket ship. Rocketry traces its roots all the way back to medieval China, where pieces of bamboo were filled with explosive gunpowder, creating small rockets which could sail high into the air before bursting apart. Wow, the very first fireworks! Ever since this eye-popping invention, humans have been using fireworks for our holidays and celebrations, and we just love seeing them light up the sky. But our fascination with rockets didn't stop here. Over many, many centuries, engineers continued to experiment and improve our rocket technology. Until finally, in 1961, the spacecraft Vostok 1 from the Soviet Union carried us to the stars. Cosmonaut, which is another word for a Russian or Soviet astronaut, Yuri Gagarin, yelled out, "Pochali!" which means off we go, as he blasted off to become the first human in space. Fun fact number 4. While the Vostok 1 did a great job of lifting off, the ship's landing was a little more complicated. Yuri had to abandon ship more than 20,000 feet high. But don't worry, this cosmonaut floated safely back to Earth on a parachute.
Would you like to do that?
Since this first successful orbit,
rockets have been used to launch thousands of other spacecrafts, including satellites, deep space probes, and also to carry scientists and explorers out of this world. But how do they work? Well, have you ever noticed what happens if you let air out of a balloon? The air goes one way and the balloon moves in the opposite direction. This is called jet propulsion, and it's the same principle that is used today in rockets, which are getting ready to launch astronauts all the way to Mars.
What? I had no idea.
Gosh, I'd love to stick around and learn more about rockets, but we've got one more fascinating flying invention. What if we could fly without boarding an airplane or rocket ship? Have you ever wanted to zoom through the air like Iron Man? Well, if so, we're gonna need a jetpack. A jetpack allows its wearer to fly by generating thrust, just like an airplane engine or rockets do. In the 1950s, an American inventor, Wendell Moore, began building early models, but it would take until the 1960s before we saw the rocket belt, a rocket-propelled jetpack that astounded audiences when it appeared on the big screen, flown by none other than Agent 007, James Bond. Despite its starring role in the movies, the rocket belt didn't quite catch on. For one thing, it used lots and lots of fuel. That meant back to the drawing board for jetpacks. Still, daring inventors haven't given up hope. Since 2006, aviator Yves Bassi, better known as Jetman, has been performing high-flying stunts, including crossing the English Channel and flying over the Grand Canyon, all while piloting a jetpack he designed himself. I want one! And in 2017, inventor Richard Browning demonstrated his Daedalus flight pack, which lets people fly with small engines like little plane engines, attached to your arms and hips. Look at them go! When it comes to jetpacks, we've clearly made a lot of progress, but a safe and simple jetpack hasn't been invented yet. I'm still dreaming of my own personal rocket belt. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one who makes that dream come true. That's all for today, but thank you so much for flying with wheels up. Let's board our American Airlines flight home. It's time for trivia, games, and crafts. Safe travel, aviators, and remember, the sky's the limit.
Wow, that was an incredible adventure. We discovered so much. Did you spot Wings the airplane? Great job. I think it's time for a game now. Come on.
Are you ready for a game? Try to guess the flying object as it comes into focus. Remember to keep track of your points. The faster you guess correctly, the more points you earn. All right, let's do this.
Great job. That was so much fun. Time to hop on our flight to the Sunrise Treehouse for some arts and crafts. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Hi everyone, my name's Danny and we're going to be doing arts and crafts today. On today's episode, we learned about things that fly, so we're going to be making a paper airplane and a paper plate hot air balloon. I hope you have fun. Here are the supplies you need. Craft 1, paper airplane. Paper, crayons or markers. Craft 2, hot air balloon. Paper plate, scissors, crayons or markers, construction paper, glue. Our first project today is going to be a paper airplane. So for this, I'm going to take one sheet of paper. Today I chose purple. Now I want my paper airplane to be very colorful, so I think I'm going to decorate it before I actually put it together. So I'm going to take a few markers and I'm just going to draw designs all over so I can have a fun paper airplane. I'm going to do smiley faces. I'm going to draw little pink hearts because that's big gold stars all over the front of my paper. Now remember, we're going to be folding our paper airplane, so we also want to decorate the back with a lot of designs. So I'm going to flip my paper and do the same thing all over the back. Maybe I'll add in some more colors on this side too. And last but not least, I think I'm gonna draw just some little polka dots all over this side. Now that I've finished decorating my paper, it's time to make my paper airplane. So I asked all of my friends to show me the best paper airplane they can make, and when we made about 20, we finally came up with this one. This is the one that flies the furthest and the fastest. It's really cool. So we're gonna start by folding our paper in half, hot dog length, just like this. And you wanna fold it right in half so it's even. When you're done with that, you're gonna open it up long ways in front of you, and you're gonna take the top two corners and fold them into that center seam where you just folded your paper in half. So you're gonna have two little triangles. When you're done, your paper should look like this. We are going to turn our paper sideways again so it's easy for us to tell. And we are going to fold it in 2 more times. So we're gonna take the top where the corner's folded right here, and we're gonna bring it all the way down to the middle. So now you have an even bigger triangle coming out towards the end. We're gonna turn our paper around and do the same thing to the other side. Remember, we want everything to stay even and symmetrical. Okay. You can always ask an adult to help you with the folding. So now that we have our 2 corners folded, we are going to fold our paper airplane right in half. Look how pretty. You could see the designs all over the inside and the outside of my paper. So once our paper airplane is folded in half, we're gonna do one more fold that gives this plane the wings. So we are going to take this outside edge from the middle and fold it all the way down to the end of the paper, just like this. Once you're done with that side, remember we have to keep this symmetrical, so we're gonna flip the paper airplane over and do the same to the other side. And this is a little tricky, so remember, you can always ask an adult for help. Once we have it folded, our paper airplane is done. This is what your paper airplane should look like. Watch how far it flies. Our second craft is a paper plate hot air balloon. So we're gonna start by grabbing our paper plate. This is gonna be the balloon part of our hot air balloon. So we're gonna turn it over so we have the back side of the plate, and we're gonna decorate it however we want. So I'm gonna use markers. Again, you can use paint, crayons, glitter, however you feel like decorating your hot air balloon. Today, I think I'm just gonna add polka dots all around it. I want my hot air balloon to be very colorful today. Like the hot air balloons you saw today, because they're so high up in the sky, it's important that they're colorful, because then people can see them and they stay out of danger. Okay, now that my hot air balloon is decorated, we need to put it in the sky. So I'm going to take a piece of blue construction paper. Your sky can be whatever color you want. Mine's gonna be nice and blue today. You can even draw some clouds in it. Up to you. Since the plate seems to be too big for my piece of construction paper, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it out a little bit smaller. Remember to have an adult help you with this part. Now that I have my hot air balloon and it fits on my piece of paper, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue it down. You just wanna put glue right around the edge of your paper plate. And then once you flip it back over, your balloon is on. Now you still need the basket, so we are going to take either a piece of orange or brown construction paper, whatever you have, and we're gonna cut a small square out of it. Remember to have an adult help you with this. That looks like a good sized basket. So I want to make my basket look like a basket. I'm going to take a brown marker. You can do this with crayon, Sharpie, whatever you have. And I'm just going to draw a few lines across and a few lines up and down. And now that looks like a basket. So I'm going to take my basket and I'm going to glue it onto the paper. So make sure you glue this on the bottom so you have room for the ropes that are gonna hold your basket to the hot air balloon. Just like this. So now that our basket's attached, we need our ropes to connect the basket to the hot air balloon. So I'm just gonna take a marker and I am going to draw them on. So you're just gonna take one from the side, two more in the middle, and one more from the other side. And that's it. Our hot air balloon is done. You can add people in. Like I said, you can draw clouds into the sky. You can even add birds. Completely up to you. I'm gonna leave mine just like this. I hope you had fun making this paper airplane and hot air balloon. Bye.
Wow, we had so much fun crafting with you today. And now we're coming in for a landing at our final destination, our amazing trivia game, where you will have more fun with trivia questions about our adventure today. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. Each question will have 4 answers, but only one is correct. Can you get the right answer? Let's play. Welcome to Wheels Up Trivia.
Question 1. A real jetpack was flown in which popular movie series? Is it A, Star Wars, B, James Bond, C, Iron Man, or D, Mission Impossible? The answer is B, James Bond. Did you get it right? Question 2. Which of the following was not on the first hot air balloon ride? A, a goose, B, a person, C, a duck, or D, a sheep? The answer is B, a person. Question 3. Where were the first rockets invented? Is it A, China, B, America, C, Australia, or D, Wakanda? The answer is A, China. Question 4. What did cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin shout when he blasted off? A, Cowabunga, B, Excelsior, C, Off we go, or D, To infinity and beyond? The answer is C, Off we go. Question 5. The world's smallest airplane is named A, the mosquito, B, the hummingbird, C, the itty bitty buddy, or D, the bumblebee? The answer is D, the bumblebee. How cute!
Thanks for playing trivia with me. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching this episode of Wheels Up. I had so much fun with you today on our adventure, crafting, and playing our games. Did you know that there are so many more Wheels Up adventures waiting for you to enjoy? Just head to our YouTube channel or download the Sunrise Studios app, available on your mobile phone, tablet, or smart TV. We can't wait to see you at our next flight with Wheels Up. Brought to you by Sunrise Association, Sunrise Studios, and American Airlines. See you next time. Bye!